the Peter Parkers of Across the Spider-Verse acting out of character. Obviously, spoiler warning if you've not seen the movie. A lot of people are saying that, like, Miguel's Spider Society contradicts directly the idea of Spider-Man in and of itself and, like, their beliefs. I don't think there's a yes or no answer to whether or not Peter Parker's being mischaracterized, because it's way more nuanced than that, much like the entire, like, crux of this movie is. For example, let's take Miguel here. Now, the Spa is obviously the overarching antagonist of the two movies, but, like, in this movie, Miguel very much was the antagonist, but that doesn't make him exactly inherently wrong. And the same thing can be said about Miles. Just because he is the protagonist of this movie, and we're supposed to root for him, doesn't mean he's inherently correct. The entire point of this movie is it's set up around an ethical dilemma, much like the trolley problem. If you're unfamiliar, this is a thought experiment. You either just let the trolley go and it kills 5 people, or you get directly involved, throw a switch on the tracks, and you're directly responsible for killing 1 person. What Miles is rooting for is actually like the inverse of the situation. He's trying to save the 1 person, which in turn jeopardizes way more people. That is what leads me to the nuanced part about whether or not Peter Parker is being mischaracterized, is can you even believe what Miguel is saying? Have we seen another Spider-Man that has joined a team without knowing exactly all of the details of what they're fighting for, just believing that they're fighting for the correct side? We have. Pretty recently, and this was one of the Spider-Man that people are saying would absolutely not be a part of Miguel's team. This Peter Parker would 1000% be against everything that Tony Stark was pushing for in the movie. Tony just withheld information from him, and he joined his side. The same exact thing happens in the Civil War comics, where main universe Peter Parker sides with Tony Stark, although he, like, doesn't agree with anything he's doing. But Tony withheld information, and little by little, as Pete learns more and more, eventually he changes sides. Another one was Insomniac Spider-Man. They said he would never join Miguel's side when he literally chose to save the entire city over saving his Aunt May. But it doesn't make him immoral or not a Spider-Man because he chose the lives of thousands, if not millions of people over the life of the person he loved the most. And we're not even talking about the fact that there's just not a shit ton of Peter Parkers in the Spider Society itself. Like, of all of the Spider people we see, especially the ones featured heavily in the movie, and like even you can look at this poster, a lot of these aren't just Pete. I don't know that they really are just acting out of character, but rather they haven't had enough time to really sit with the situation and start questioning Miguel. Because like all of them, their Uncle Ben moment, their Captain Stacy moment is behind them, where Miles, who had, by the way, intentionally been left out by Miguel, still had his big Captain moment coming up. And once it came to the point that they were actually faced with an opposition to what they considered to be the right thing or the status quo, they just all got in a big chase and really didn't have any time to even question why they were doing it.